Hello and welcome everyone, Stormy Sensei here. Tonight we're going to be playing some more Honkai Star Rail. We're not going to play for very long, but that's okay because, you know, as long as we're making a little bit of progress every day. We got like 3 weeks to finish this and 3.0 story. So it's going to take a while. And then we do it all over again for 3.1. Every patch it makes more and more sense why Genshin players just skip through all the dialogue to finish their story stuff. I think this is a pretty reasonable team for me to go with. You see, I did win the 600. We're not going to stop. We're going to gamble every single day. There's an opportunity for a character selector. I need all of these. I don't need Hanya. I have E6 Hanya already. I'm going to be going for Tengyun. I have 25 days to do it. On the final week? Final 14 days? I don't know yet. I will go ahead and use Finality's Vision in order to just quickly get through that.
Want to spar?
Hey, Pokemon Tojo. It has been a while. Oh, interesting. I can't even access the real new missions until I finish this one. That makes sense. Alright, the story time.
Would you care for some jokes? A bit of laughter might be good for your health.
Amphorius, the Eternal Land.
Don Hung's not voiced here. There is no record of this world in the databank, not even a mention of his name.
Yeah, that's what Miss Black Swan said. It's a world hidden away from outside observation, with a presence only revealed by the light from the mirror of the Garden of Recollection. It's mysterious, all right. You haven't been with us on the Express very long. Will the journey be too much for you to handle? Huh? Has it been that long?
Oh no, Himiko's not voiced either. There's no need to be nervous. I understand that it may be difficult for us today to wrap our heads around the idea that there is a world Akavili didn't venture to, but the journey like that was only routine to the Express crew back then. After all, to trailblaze to explore the universe's boundaries.
We should consider Pom-Pom's opinion, too. They don't know we're considering Amphorius as a destination.
I can't imagine Himiko saying sure. Sure, I'll take care of it. That said, Pom-Pom usually stays out of discussions about destinations. The final decision will likely be on us to make. Hey there, Bridget. In that case, we'd best take the time to think this over.
Yeah. Plus, even if we pass Amphorius over, we've still got a fuel problem to solve.
Alright then, for now, I'll let Miss Black Swan know that we're considering the Eternal Land as a destination. Seeing as this is going to be an unusual adventure, it'd be good for us to take some time to make our preparations for the journey. Meanwhile, I'll see if I can find out more about Amphorius from our allies before we depart.
In other words, we won't be leaving Penacony anytime soon.
Or we could also revisit our previous stops to make sure that the astral charts and navigation routes are all functioning fine. I wonder if the hole in the Tychean Stadium has been repaired.
The Express has been on the go almost the whole time since we left the space station. We've barely had any time to catch our breath. Let's take this as an opportunity to wrap up our vacation instead and make the most of this break. At this moment, people still haven't expected this vacation to be so fulfilling. They will witness the Grand Xianxia War Dance and, during the moment of leisure, almost complete arts of by genius. And those they will meet again include not only friends, but also foes.
Creating chaos is also a means of maintaining social stability, if you ask me.
Time for mindless gossip. Probably better off spending it on getting actual work done.
They say this is all part of ongoing investigation. Is there even any point to doing this? The threat's long been neutral. They're just putting on a show. I mean, look at this sudden surge in inter-family cooperative efforts. It's nothing but a pretense for those outsiders, isn't it?
Sounds like you've got insider intel. Now I'm curious. Are the stories going around true? Was the furor that broke out a while ago really a result of trouble within the Oak family?
Those are some difficult questions. Didn't I just say that creating chaos is also a means to maintaining social stability? Now, who knows who's been fanning the flames? But there are a dozen rumors going around out there, each one more outlandish than the last.
Oh, I've heard those. Conspiracy theories about how the IPC had orchestrated everything and... what was it again? That the chaos was only quelled because of an accident? Makes no sense. So what's the lowdown?
Well, the truth has probably been long buried under all the hearsay. All I can say for sure is that someone's taken the rap for it.
You mean the former Oak family head?
Bingo. Most of the blame was pinned on him when the Charmony Festival was abruptly cancelled. Since then, not a single soul seen him. Heck, forget his whereabouts. Nobody even knows if he's still alive. Talk about scary. For all we know, we might have watched something go down in history, like what happened to the Black Plum family back then, without even realizing it.
I've heard another theory about that family head, though. I beg your pardon, sirs. Dreamweavers are carrying out inspections on the routes around here, and all affected facilities have been closed off. Kindly take a detour in the meantime.
What happened? Is this because of the Stellaron? Jeez. Are we Penaconians never gonna dream in peace again?
There is no cause for alarm, sir. The Stellaron has already been sealed. This is just a routine inspection. A move to heighten security, if you will. Please rest assured that the family will do everything in our power to protect the sweet dreams of every guest.
I see. We'll leave the two of you to your work.
Weary passerby. Make sure he's weary, all right.
Excuse me, sir. Have we met before?
Oh. Do you recall when or where we might have met?
My bad. I must be mistaken. Sorry about that. Sweet dreams to both of you,
That's so
sirs.
messed up.
You sure have a knack for stirring up trouble. Of all the routes available, you had to take the one that a bloodhound's keeping watch over.
We shouldn't run into any problems with you around. Even if they see through the Harmony's power of disguise, there'll be a way for us to escape.
Spare a thought for me, will you? Just being in your company is plenty enough to get me into trouble, Mr. Prime Fugitive of Penacony.
And that is exactly why I need you with me. You're the only one I can rely on in Penacony now.
The only one you can rely on, huh? What about her?
At least she was spared from the consequences of my actions.
What a shame, huh?
Why do you say that?
Just thought that being mean might be more effective than consoling you. I've seen plenty like you, eager for everyone to take you to task after a setback because that's the only way you'll feel better. As though the more they condemn you, the more likely you can rectify your mistake. That said, if I'd really wanted to hit you where it hurts, I'd use a different approach. Like a show of sympathy, for example.
You're right. I won't deny that.
She should still be in Penacony. Aren't you going to look for her?
I see a couple
That won't
of
be
chats that I've
necessary.
missed.
I'm sure
I'll
you
get to
already
them.
know why, considering your vested interest in reading my thoughts. I can't bring myself to see her when I'm a fugitive.
All right, then let's keep going. Helping a fugitive return to their home. So exciting.
We got Kitsune here, Wobster, and Moyo. Welcome in, everyone. Pokemon Tojo says, do you play Hoyo versus other games as well, or is HSR the only one? So, Hoyo does Genshin. I played that game long enough to just get the paraglider, and then I stopped. So, basically, I'm at the very beginning of that game. And then that's the only Hoyoverse game that I've played. I also tried Tower of Fantasy, and got even almost nowhere in that game because I just wasn't very interested in it. Wuthering Waves just released on the PS5, and I would consider starting that, but you know, it's very unlikely that I'm going to pick up another gacha game. One is enough. It already takes me like 3 weeks to get through one patch worth of story. But the thing I like most about Star Rail is actually the combat system. Like, I don't think that the other games in the Hoyoverse will actually capture my attention because they're all like action games. And Bridget says, I want to compose something, but not sure how to start. It's like writer's block, but for musicians. If I understand correctly, usually you start with like just a beat or rhythm. Or you could try, you know, taking something that you like to listen to already and transposing it into like a different key or with a different tempo or in a different style. Like you could take some video game music that you listen to and make it jazz, or you know, find some classical piece that you like and make it sound like a video game. And basically, as long as you just keep on creating, then you'll eventually come across something that you like. What do you mean space anchor activated? I've definitely activated this before. I've been all throughout this place. Yeah, the reality. You know, this isn't actually the real Penacony, because none of the NPCs are here. So there's something weird going on here. Like, where's the guy with the stamp collection?
I see 2 bloodhounds. They appear to be on official business, unlike the pair from earlier. What's happening at Ideen Park?
Hey! Hey! In case you didn't notice, I can't see anything.
My apologies. I forgot that you're not very tall.
Remind me, why do I have to make this trip with you again?
We've been through this. You're the only one I can turn to now. Besides, we once lived a cat and dog existence. Embroiling you in my affairs won't weigh on my conscience.
You certainly don't have much of one if you can bring yourself to say something like that.
Yet you will repay this favor all the same. After all, you're only alive today because of me. You owe me that much.
Holy moly! Can you get any more conceited?
When you were abandoned in the wild and near your end, I showed you a way to survive and helped you escape the jaws of death. When you were at your wit's end and felt lost about your future, I did everything within my power to help you safeguard your position in the family.
Okay, I get it already. You have a way with words, I'll give you that. Still, it's one thing to repay a favor, quite another to knowingly put myself in harm's way. I don't understand. Why are you hell-bent on going back to Penacony? Is this an IPC mission? Did they make you a deal? You can have your freedom back, but in return you must turn against all whom you once called family or something like that?
Regrettably, Lady Bonajade didn't drop so much as a hint about it.
Go now. You are free, O Chosen One, who dare to exceed his bounds. Sever your wings, descend to the mortal realm, and walk their lands. See what this world is truly like.
I will not accept your charity.
As I mentioned earlier, it's a trade, and you don't have to give me an answer right now. Rewards are not reaped in a day, and if there's one thing I'm best at, it's waiting. The sweet dream still continues, and the night is still long. You have plenty of time to contemplate your answer.
She only left me with a most intriguing message before setting me free. As for whether I can afford the price of my freedom, I'll only know when I find out what it is.
But nothing good ever comes out of being in the IPC's debt.
That is definitely true.
I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. For now, there's still some time before that payment is due. So why not exercise the right to freedom that I've just regained?
By walking straight into a trap?
Or by making amends for past deeds. When it's time to go, this will be farewell for good. So, before I leave Penacony, I'd like to take some time to look back on all the events that have taken place.
Can't you just look back on it from a distance?
There's something else I want to do too. The embryo of philosophy may have fallen, but the order in Penacony wasn't built in a day. This sweet dream is likely to still contain residual traces of the Oak family's influence.
Get off your high horse. The other 4 families are more than capable of working things out on their own.
I might have gone astray, but others shouldn't have to clean up after my mistakes.
Then you should also know that the IPC isn't gonna help you a second time. If you fall into the family's hands again, you're done for.
You know how it is. Old habits die hard. The tie should be on the center line. The shirt must not protrude from the vest. Trouser creases should be perfectly straight and always aligned with the tips of your shoes. We should always ensure that everything is in order before walking out the door. The same applies when bidding my home farewell, too.
Yeah, that's a lot of effort
But
for leaving the
what has
house.
Hygiene Park got to do with you? Don't tell me that the founder is one of your disguises.
I'm not that old.
I just turn on,
Come on.
put on some
Take a
wrinkled
joke, will ya?
jeans. So you asked about my Sela build. It's alright. 3k attack, and I'm at 78, 164. It might not be optimized. I recently shuffled around a whole bunch of relics. So like I could get similar stats. Like for example, I could switch to this. And now I have 80, 160, which is probably better. That's low speed. I get 25% speed when I use my skill. So it's really like 140 speed. And then Hua gives 12% speed in combat because of her Eidolons. Most healers actually run 0 speed. They all run attack boots because they just get all the speed you need. We'll see in combat.
Sorry, but park facilities are out of order. Refurbishment works are currently underway. Please come back again later.
That sounds familiar.
I'm aware of the situation. You can skip the report.
What? What are you talking about? I mean... Mr. 1 Week, please excuse me. I should have recognized you earlier. But I must be more tired than I realized.
I want to know what's going on in there. You'll tell me, won't you?
There's nothing much to say, actually. We bloodhounds are just as baffled as you are. My guess is that it's simply part of the aftermath of the Stellaron incident.
Aftermath?
You are?
Renowned workaholic, Mr. Workday. He works
1
for me.
week,
You don't
work
know it?
day, Sunday.
Oh, I see. Pardon my ignorance, sir. Coming back to the topic of the park, let's just say that it has been recently observed that certain behaviors are not tolerated around here.
Well, it says, hey Stormy, do you remember me? Don't think so. Did we play Smash 4 together? Maybe some Smash Ultimate at some point? Reality says, I keep seeing you use my characters. Are they that good or something? No, I just like giving people coins. Actually, my characters usually work better than most people's that I borrow, but you know, if I'm going to farm, I may as well give coins to someone else as well.
What happens if you violate the prohibitions?
It's baffling, but corrective measures will be taken. It's kind of difficult to explain. Maybe you'd like to see for yourself?
Yeah, that works. Can you keep watch over the entrance? We'll go in and have a look for ourselves.
Please take these notes with you. They may come in handy.
You shouldn't have said that just now. It'll only make us look suspicious.
And that Kirby that used to be on your streams that doesn't block. Are you Nakai? Playing Kirby and Captain Falcon?
Said what?
Mr. Workday?
I was just telling the truth. I've always found this name to be more suitable for you. So, why are we here? You managed this park before?
You could
Corby,
say that.
okay.
I was still a child back then.
Welcome back.
To become the bronze Melodia of the Oak family, I'd gone under Mr. Gopherwood's tutelage. We were taking a walk in the park like any other day, when he suddenly hit on the idea to have me manage the park. Within the domain he demarcated, my every word would hold the force of law. In hindsight, that was probably the first time that I enforced order.
Rose through the ranks soon after. I take it that you must have done a pretty good job.
Quite the contrary. I made a terrible mess of things. Fortunately, the tourists thought of it as nothing more than a spell of merrymaking.
Was that his way of training you?
Perhaps he was just using an approach with lighter consequences to show me what he'd learned in life. But there is never an ideal paradigm when it comes to rules. If the enforcer is incapable of introspection, then even regulations once laid down with the noblest of intentions will eventually become defiled. This place is no exception. The distorted after-echoes of the Order will only add to the chaos.
Let's see what we have on these notes.
What? Oh, this is awful. This is like the opposite of Ideen Park. Like, why can't I have ice cream?
Want a spar? No consumption of food except for burgers. What? Handstand walks around flower beds are prohibited. Now let's not worry about how the Bloodhounds figured this one out. Huh. I reckon the worst that can happen for this one is that they'll flip you back on your feet. Say, why don't you test it out this time? I'd love to see you do a handstand.
No, thank you.
No consumption of food other than burgers, especially ice cream. Please tell me you didn't make this rule.
I have nothing against desserts. The only reason I made that rule is so that people can learn to wait in line in an orderly manner for things, instead of shoving and jostling people around.
So you did make that
What
rule?
happens
Sunday,
if I
come on.
break the rule?
It's as the Bloodhound said. Corrective measures will be enforced.
Huh. Try me.
Wait, don't...
So, where are those corrective measures?
Time for combat?
That's odd.
Didn't I tell ya? The family can take care of the issue without you having to get involved. Next on the list is the stage. Let's go and check it out.
That was pretty odd.
Only cast and crew members are allowed on the stage. A surprisingly reasonable rule.
Yeah,
And
but there's
an easy
usually
one to
people
test.
dancing up there.
Neither of us is part of the cast or a crew member. Let's try it out.
Huh?
Let's try that again.
Right before, like, the world got a little wobbly there.
What's going on?
Guide those who have lost their way back onto the right path. Looks like this is an example of the corrective measures that the Bloodhound mentioned. It's exactly what I would have done back then.
You've been iron-fisted since you were little, haven't you? Wait a sec. If this is how violations are corrected, then everything that I ate just now?
I tried to warn you.
Why would it come out as
How do you
vomit? Why
feel?
wouldn't it just teleport back
Now?
outside of his stomach?
I'm feeling murderous.
In any case,
I guess this is funnier,
say
I
what you will,
guess.
but I can't sit by and do nothing. Not when I'm the cause of all this trouble in Hiding Park. There's no need to involve the Dream Leaders. I'll fix these distortions once and for all.
What's the plan?
Nothing complicated. All distortions have their roots. We'll be able to trace them to the source once they manifest. Breaking a few rules will do. We just need to make sure that the corrective measures that will be implemented aren't too much for us to handle. When a distorted after echo manifests to correct us, I'll be able to pinpoint its whereabouts.
A distorted after echo.
I'll use the power of tuning to heal the dreamscape.
So, can I take it that rules are meant to be broken now?
That's funny.
Please do not use Soul Glad bottle caps sold by the Dream Jolt troupe while experiencing the attractions. The Dream Jolt troupe, where? Are they hiding or something? Oh, there it is. Found a good hiding spot, didn't ya? Come on, let's buy some bottle caps from it.
Just one moment.
Let me translate that for you. Who are you trying to pay with your spare change?
I'm afraid you're going to have to handle this if it isn't enough.
Handle this? Handle what? Wait, is that really all you've got on you?
May I remind you that I am currently on the run?
Luck's on our side. Looks like we scraped together just enough.
Sounds like Sunday went for broke.
Shall we give this capsule machine a try and see what happens? Want a spot?
I've actually already gotten all the rewards
Nothing's
I
off
can
so
get from
far.
here.
Maybe we should open the capsule?
You shouldn't have done that. Since warnings are proven futile, punishment is now inevitable.
They can't be seriously going that far, right? no. Hey, look out!
Let's be friends.
Alright, so in combat, I'm at 131 speed. 134 is the second breakpoint after 121.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
This mortal form.
I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
I'll end your misery.
And now I'm at 154 because of the speed boost that I got from Ting Yun's ultimate. So after using their ultimate, ally with benediction gains 28% speed.
Come on, I'm gonna put.
Stay put.
Can't thank you enough.
Trinity is before me.
What a headache.
And I'm still at 159 for some reason. Oh, because I replaced the 20% speed boost with the 25% speed boost.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all.
I'll end your misery.
Oh, I was actually not expecting more of them.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Welcome, customers. 1,000 wonders to raise. Fight as one.
Don't mess with me. I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Oh, did they have to do that? They could have just recalled the capsule.
Perhaps making the attractions no longer just attractions is another corrective measure?
Ugh, aren't the rules being too finicky with words?
We're not breaking enough rules. We should look elsewhere, too.
Yeah, it is interesting that it's like different depending on what happens, right? So when you try to go up on stage, you're teleported away.
Guide those who have lost their way back onto the right path. Looks like this is an example of the corrective measures that the Bloodhound mentioned.
You eat ice cream, it makes you vomit.
That's exactly what I would have done back then.
Oh, I say we pass on this. Thanks to you, I never want to eat ice cream again.
And then don't put trash in trash cans. This one I actually might not want to use Sela for. If we do have to end up fighting like the trash cans. Oh, I don't have access to my real teams, it looks like. I think I'm too lazy to sort through them.
Yeah, this looks way cooler than when you were using a baton.
Do not discard trash in trash cans. This is absurd. Did you make this rule too?
Children tend to be fascinated by such paradoxes. I was no exception.
Forget it. I don't even know how to joke about this. Well, what do you suggest we throw in?
I'm not gonna throw in credits. What? Just throw out trash, obviously.
Something's happening. What is this? A woodcutter's trash can?
Enough. The location of the distortion is nearby.
Okay, since I'm not actually fighting anything, since I'm not fighting the trash cans in particular, I don't actually need to worry about how much brake efficiency I have.
Oh, there it is. Huh. It does look somewhat like you.
Time for it to disappear for good. Reveal thyself unto me, as is customary. All creatures endowed with eyes bear souls of equal worth.
Whoa. It worked. The IPC totally should have sent someone to keep an eye on you. Are they worried that you might make a comeback in Penacony and grow a new pair of wings?
So long as there remains a need for me to keep a low profile, I'm no threat to them.
That's true. Come to think of it, you had always been in the spotlight, be it as a respected member of the elite or a leader. When was the last time you fell into the mud? All the way back during your childhood days?
Sometime before I turned 6. Like most boys would, I tried to fly with my ear feathers, only to fall into a pit. I almost broke my halo.
That was sarcasm, in case you didn't realize. But whoa, you actually remember something like that?
You never forget times of failure. It's only human nature.
Ugh, you're probably the only one who'd consider something like that a failure.
Can you imagine if he succeeded? Just flew with his ears.
What is it this time?
Just looking back.
But nothing's there.
That's the whole point of revisiting a place. When I look at everything here, the memories are so fresh. It's as if it all only happened yesterday. When the younger me tasted failure here, I ran myself ragged to fix the mess. I thought myself no longer the same person as before. But it looks like I was just going round in circles. I'm glad for this chance to look back on my past in this way. Come now. We should go. This will be a long farewell.
So, where are we heading next?
Oti Mall. There are bloodhounds stationed along the way, though. It might be better to take a quieter route.
Might be better, as in we're allowed to do
I
something
don't
else?
mean to meddle, but I'd advise you to stay away from that place.
Did something happen?
There isn't any concrete information yet, but anomalies have been reported around the area. The family is currently investigating. You okay?
I'm fine. The Stellaron incident may have been quelled, but who is to say that nobody has another agenda? Thanks for the tip, sir. We'll make a detour. May you stay safe, too.
Hold on. Sweet dreams are technically safe, but it would be wise to look out for oncoming vehicles.
Thank you.
Whew, that was no ordinary passerby. It's a miracle that he didn't see through your disguise.
The Astral Express should have departed a long time ago. Why is he still in Penacony? We needn't change our plans because of him. But be sure to keep your guard up. I hope nothing terrible has fallen upon Penacony while I was in captivity the last few days.
I mean,
Come
you
now.
nearly unleashed a
Time we set
Stellaron on
off.
them
Let's not stick too close to each other, just in
and
case.
tried to bring the entire
few feet or
populace
so
into an
between us.
eternal sweet dreams of your control. I think it's a little too late to be worried about their well-being at this point.
Seems I let my wishful thinking get the best of me. Will you at least give me a chance to explain?
I will, but before I do, put your hands behind your back and answer my questions in short sentences.
Short sentences?
I need to make sure your words aren't concealing any dangerous incantations.
I can't believe I've left everyone with such a peculiar impression of me. Please, believe me when I say that I didn't come back here with ill intent. Penacony will never experience the Order again, either.
I love the screenshot. Sunday should not be surprised that this is the impression that people have of him, given that I've literally seen him use it twice. Like, of the 4 people that he's met, the 5 people that he's met, he's used his powers on 4 of them. Like, the only person he didn't use his powers on was the Dream Jolt troop dog that he paid for the bottle cap for.
I'm afraid I won't be taking your words at face value, not after how you wielded the power of harmony. Answer me. What are you doing here?
It looks like there's only one way to gain your trust. Come on out, 1 week. We found ourselves an ally.
So, it was the IPC that freed you.
My sister has likely made an agreement of some sort with them. As for how I'm able to move around freely in Penacony, I have 1 week to thank for that. As you can see, I've only returned to my home to bid it farewell. Would you be kind enough to give me a chance to say goodbye, so that I may leave without regrets?
he's getting off way too easy.
Agreed. But until you leave Penacony for good, you're to stay by my side.
You have my gratitude.
Yeah, it's just the amount of craziness that he pulled in Penacony. For them to say like, yeah, sure, you get to say your goodbye so you leave with no regrets. Are you allowed to have a good
left my
conscience?
home in a hurry too. I know how it feels. That said, I can't make this call by myself. My companions need to know about this too.
The Astral Express crew is in Penacony too?
Come with me. We'll go find them. You come along too.
Okay, okay. Boy, this is gonna be a party.
We're here. They should be somewhere nearby.
Mr. Yang, if you don't mind, there's something that puzzles me. Now that the crisis on the planet of festivities has been averted, shouldn't the Astral Express have departed to continue on its trailblazing journey? Why have you and your companions stayed behind in Penacony? Could it be that someone stirred up trouble after I left?
And if that were indeed the case,
I doubt I'm in any position to be proposing ideas, but I'm happy to defer to the Nameless and aid with any plans you may have.
there's no need to worry. All is well in Penacony. Our reason for lingering here is a certain unusual passenger.
A passenger?
Black Swan.
The Express has been commissioned to send a passenger back home. We're just resting up in Penacony for a while before we depart.
By passenger, do you mean this lady here? Or these ladies?
This... how?
You're finally here, Mr. Yang. We have a huge problem.
I'd say. Meanwhile, the Trailblazers stern.
Isn't it fascinating how variables never fail to find their way into the lives of organic life forms?
Neither did I expect to see you here in Penacony, Mr. Scroll. I had assumed the Genius Society wasn't invited to the festivities.
I have no interest in the Harmony's celebration, so it's only natural for me to turn down the invitation. But it looks like my decision also cost me the front row seat to all of your exciting adventures. Conclusion: there is likewise a downside to pursuing reason.
I'm sure if all of you geniuses showed up at the Harmony Festival, things would have been much more different.
I hear that the Astral Express has established a collaboration with the Garden of Recollection for your next destination.
Yeah, they did suggest its destination, but that was all. Did you hear this from Madame Herta? It's a world beyond the knowledge of the Nameless, after all. I wrote to her hoping that the all-encompassing erudition could provide us some information.
Could there be more to it?
Yes, there is something else. Miss Black Swan and Ampharos said Ampharos was Amphorius, because Ampharos is a Pokemon. Amphorius is a world influenced by 3 paths, and the erudition is one such path.
Logic. The average Pathstrider wouldn't leave any trace behind in the Garden of Recollection's mirror.
Right, so this has to be related to the Emanators, or perhaps even the Aeons. That's why I wanted to know if the geniuses had any clue about
It's
it.
a pity we do not communicate much within the society. Not to mention we've lost most of our members to the Lord of Silence.
Polka Kakamond.
I have never heard of Amphorius, however.
Madame Herta said the same, but it did pique her interest, and she agreed to do a little digging. My guess is that there's a chance the Garden of Recollection is behind it. She's always had a keen interest in the Remembrance's technology, after all. It's also thanks to her that we got to make Miss Ron May's acquaintance a while back, when we even went into the Kalenga Abyss to bring a Leviathan's carcass back to our new friend. Speaking of her, this is far too much of an understatement, but none of us ever expected to see an old friend at Miss Ron May's.
That Foxian girl has indeed been through an unimaginable turn of events. I suppose that's the fate you organic life forms are bound by.
Yeah, a bond that truly runs deep.
So, is it out of goodwill that the Astral Express volunteered to send her back home?
Also, probably don't want to leave her under the protection of Ron May. Would the Nameless see a point in keeping work and favors apart? It's her request. She hopes to make a brief stop somewhere to reframe her mindset before returning to the CN show, considering her unique position with the Alliance.
Looks like this is one exceptional passenger. Don't you have to accompany her then, Miss Himiko?
My companions are with her. They know Miss Tingyun better anyway. Plus, those youngsters will definitely do a better job than me when it comes to vacations. I disagree. Because the Tingyun that all of us met on the Lafu when we first arrived was already Fantilia. And we have never met Tingyun ever. She's a complete stranger to us, and you know, we're complete strangers to her. They're probably having a wonderful time now.
So, is anyone gonna tell me what's going on? March?
Oh, about that. Why don't you ask her instead? She knows how to present things logically.
Really? Have you ever gotten that impression at all? From the crazy things that I say all the time?
Not now. Of all times. Forget it. I'll tell you. We walked around with Miss Tingyun for a while after separating from the rest. But then we ran into something weird.
Did something happen in the dreamscape?
Actually, it's more like it was someone's fault. We met a Pepeshi filming a Try Not to Laugh challenge, and he gave us some of his candy. A type of candy that's supposed to make you fall over laughing.
So that sort of try not to laugh challenge.
I didn't really want to do it, but she insisted on us giving it a shot. That's how we got into this problem.
What happened?
Oh, come on, stop interrupting. So, we had some candy, and we're so happy we rolled around on the ground for a bit before standing up. But once we did, we realized Miss Tingyun ate the candy too, but she only sneezed nonstop. Achoo! Achoo! Sneeze after sneeze. And before we knew it, she multiplied into several Tingyuns right in front of us.
What's your take on this?
The dreamscape is a Memoria world. It is likely the candy triggered her hypersensitive mind, causing scattered memory fragments to dissociate and become entities themselves.
It's okay. You can reveal yourself now.
I was only being careful. Or we would have been stopped by the Bloodhounds more than once on our way here. Help me remove my disguise. 1 week.
It's been a while, everyone.
You! What's going on?
Quick, attack.
Everyone, stay calm. I'll explain. I believe that at this point, Sunday has no reason to be dishonest. But to prevent any unforeseen complications, I'll be accompanying him everywhere he goes until he leaves Penacony. Mr. 1 Week here is an old acquaintance of Sunday's.
Pleased to meet you, fair lady. And you, of course. You're the heavyweight who pummeled this control freak.
The surprises just keep pouring in. First there was Miss Acheron, and then Miss Ting-Yoon. Why does it seem like Mr. Yang always comes back with some extraordinary guest?
Let's leave this discussion for later. For now, we should be focusing on returning Miss Ting-Yoon to her normal self.
That's not gonna be easy. You'll see what I mean, Mr. Yang. These Ting-Yoons aren't exactly easy to communicate with.
Am I allowed to leave right now? Kind of want to leave and finish the story some other time. But I'm also kind of stuck here. So I guess I'm forced to talk for a little bit longer.
Miss March 7th, have you taken the time to consider my suggestion?
Your suggestion? Oh, wait. Which Miss Ting-Yoon are you again?
It's me! I'm the one who wants every Ting-Yoon to come together to form the Ting-Yoon Merchant Guild.
It would work.
How often do you get the chance to work with yourself? Just imagine how in sync we'll be with one another. We're bound to thrive and prosper.
This would be like the Nurse Joys of Pokemon or like the Officer Jennies.
I know, we can't leave the dreamscape to trade with the outside world, so that's where you come in, Miss March 7th. Your wits surpass many others, making you the perfect person to handle liaison negotiations on our behalf.
Also, you know, they're in the dreamscape. The game keeps on presenting these, you know, issues, conundrums, like the solution isn't always, well, why don't you just wake up? Like, if all the Ting-Yuns woke up or like ran over by a car or something like that, then there would only be one Ting-Yun in the bath in reality.
I guess I can consider it. I hope everything goes smoothly for your guild. There. Now do you see what I mean, Mr. Yang?
There does appear to be an element of her talking to herself.
I'd
Mr.
have
Yang
one for a bat,
mentioned
one
the
for a
Express's
lance, one
next
for a hat.
voyage is to send a passenger back home. Could this lady be from the Xianzhou Alliance?
Yes, more specifically the Xianzhou Luofu.
The Luofu? Didn't the Antimatter Legion launch an ambush on the Luofu some time ago? Was she one of the few survivors?
She's actually one of the only victims.
Quite the contrary. She might have been the person closest to the eye of the storm.
Looks like there's a lot more to this story.
Story for another time. As host of the Dreamscape, do you have any suggestions for fixing this problem?
I don't have much to go on now. Perhaps we should talk to the other Miss Tingyuns here.
That sounds nice. People never forget a personally prepared home-cooked meal. But then again, gifts should be lasting. What about a delightful new bouquet of flowers on the table each day? Wouldn't they do a better job at brightening up someone's day? That sounds like a good idea. If we really want to do this right, though, it's the thought behind the gift that truly matters. The more thought goes into the gift, the better the recipient feels it. She makes a valid point, too.
You sure have a way of not offending anyone.
These three Tingyuns don't look like they'll be reaching a conclusion anytime soon. We won't be able to get a word in.
So, what do you think, Sonny?
Let's try a different name, my dear friend.
Don't we sound chummier that way? I took a leaf out of this Foxian girl's book.
The problem with Miss Tingyun is just as I suspected before. That prank shattered her into notes that are each a part of her. In other words, it means the Tingyuns we see here are all different aspects of her psyche.
Okay. You just made it sound a whole lot more complicated.
If only there were a word that you could use to describe a bunch of different voices coming together at the same time and acting kind of as one. Oh well.
At any rate, this is a known occurrence across the dreamscape. Tuning could be the way to fix it. The only problem is that these Miss Tingyuns are too caught up in their own world. Is there one we can properly speak with?
One that we can speak with? Oh, I think there is one. But it may take me a while to identify her.
Was it Harmony? Yeah, you'd think that that would be like the immediate first thing that Sunday would do. Sleepwalking Tingyun.
Walking in the street. What a weird dream.
It's so unfortunate.
This Miss Tingyun looks like she's sleepwalking. Nope, not her.
It's so unfortunate that the original voice actress wasn't able to actually reprise her role for this. Invincible fan wielder. Money grubbing. I still need to do this achievement.
Why do I feel like it's not gonna be a wise move to interrupt her? Huh? You can't fly? Why? I can. I can fly. A long, long time ago, a big girl flew with me really high into the sky.
I think she's talking about Yukong.
Pinky promise? Should
think she's perfectly fine on her own. The childlike innocence that adults have is a lot more resilient than you can imagine.
Even if that's true, it doesn't apply to her.
Okay. How would I be able to show that off? What's this? How do I get to the splash art? Oh, okay. I can pause and save. Okay. I would like to do that. So let's exit this for now. Pause and save.
Let's take it in turns. You rest. I'll stand guard.
And I wonder how I would get back to there. Okay, so I just press in on the button to just go there. Perfect. Alright, it's all set up. Alright, let's see if I have any pulls to do before we're done here. We do have a standard pull. That's 40. 45, 50, 55, 60. So 60 pity. You get nothing. That's really good for me. I think I needed one more of those. Now I could, let me see how much is left on the current battle pass. 25 days? Okay, I should be fine. I was thinking about the fact that, you know, one of the missions is to warp 40 times. But I think that I'll be fine like 40 or to 50 days from now. So I will also convert my jades into more stuff to get. And we will continue our pull for the Herta, which I don't think we're going to get it because we lost the 50-50. You know, we're at 5 pity on the guarantee. Let's do our 2 pulls here. Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's so good. I would not mind getting another Mozza here. Now, apparently I don't have E6 Shui. Wait, that was the 50-50 loss. That's not one of the characters on the banner. That's fine. I think that's E4 Shuiyi, which is the good one. Oh, that's actually E6. Oh, that's the real good one.
Serving under the Ten Lords as a judge of souls, I come to the world of the living to enforce their will.
Man, that's like permanent uptime if I get that.
Every shadow on the Yao Qing could be me.
I can only get 6 total? Ah, well. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So I'll just be at 20 pity. We'll see how the superstar missions go. Because I only get 6 more days to pull for the Herta. Let's go ahead and pick the gamble option. It would let me do the Hypo Gym event if I use the Finalities Vision. I mean, that's good where I'll get a lot of gems, a lot of jades really early on. Because this is just so many. It's alright though. I lost my 50-50, and then I still had enough to get Fei Xiao's Light Cone. If I had not gotten Fei Xiao's Light Cone, then I would have gotten the Herta. The next character that I get will probably be Cypher. Unless, what's his name is really good. The Windair edition. It's not that spoilery. Yeah, I kind of have been forced to use Finalities Vision, like, for every event for a really long time, but I think that that might change going forward soon. Because I still have 3 weeks to get through all this, and if I do at least like an hour a day, I think I'll get through pretty well. Sometimes I'll be able to do more than 1 hour a day. But, you know, I'm at time for today. So if you enjoyed the stream, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. Tomorrow's Thursday, so I'll probably be back with more Star Rail. But until then, hopefully you enjoyed. I will see you next time. Take care and goodbye, everyone.